So that's a positive thing, or it's a challenging thing, right? So it means that your actual internal feeling about people and relationships is going to change. It's going to be different. So the people that you wanted to have relationships with before, the archetypes, the kind of people, are going to be different now. For you, there's a difference. There's a newness to it. There's something new. You have to break out of some of the old patterns from before, whatever those were, in terms of these archetypes of patterns that you access for relationships, that make you feel about relationships. So you're connecting with whole new networks with people, groups of people, and you're accessing actual real-time, on the spiritual level, real-time soul groups. So before, you could pray for a really long time for a soulmate to come in, right? It's an issue of individual timing in the chart, and it's also an issue with intent. So one of the things I would suggest you do, my best suggestion with that, is ask the universe, divine God, whoever you're connected with, to bring you the person, to draw to you the person that who balances your soul, and then have the feeling of what you do, and then just let go of all control, allow it to happen, allow it to process. You don't even try to trust it. You don't have to have faith. That doesn't even matter. We're going so fast now, and we're so connected. It's like the internet. Does it require faith right now with the internet to go into a search engine, to enter a search in Google, and to hit the go button? You don't have to have faith it's going to work. It's going to work. It's just, but 10 years ago or 20 years ago, Google wasn't here. The internet wasn't here, right? So you had to have faith that someday there's going to be a button that you could hit and you find anything in the world. It's a magic button. Well, now we have a different button. Now we have another button. That button goes through time and space, and it connects people together. And it does so, out of what you want, with clarity and with immediacy. And so getting clear about what you want, taking ownership of that, owning it, being okay with that, saying, hey, this is the kind of person that I want to have be a mirror of me. I deserve them. And it's not, and this year there's going to be a change with it. It's not going to be the same old kind of pattern. So they make you feel different, they make you mirror you because you know, the response mechanism is different this year with you. So you're feeling better about yourself. You're feeling more empowered. You're feeling more whole. You're feeling more healed. And you're feeling more passionate about something. So all of a sudden now, time and space, once you've done this, once you've gone through this process of forgetting about the past, because of where we are in space and time, focusing on what you want, and taking ownership of the partners coming in, the relationships coming in, realizing that you're actually creating them. Taking ownership. It's not an accident. Someone just showed up, boom, right at my door. Hello. Okay, so that's connected to here, and somehow that's going out there in the universe, out of my desire nature, and it's coming back here, and then I have to process that or deal with that up here in this area. Wow. Well, it happened because you wanted it. It happened because you did a search for it. You put it on, and then that's so. If you want relationship, this is if you really want relationship, and if you're telling yourself you don't want relationship, this is also happening at the subconscious level also. So it's also happening at the subconscious level. So you're doing it in your sleep. You're doing it when you're brushing your teeth. You're doing it when you're not thinking about things. You're doing it when you're walking. You're doing it when you're meditating. So forewarning here, this year, people are coming through the door. You created them. Don't run away. So they're your creations. Doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with them, but you might want to take time to kind of explore how did this happen? Look at all the synchronicities. You're interested in this and this and this. You have all these things. Wow. And when, okay, and then take that a step further. Find out when they became available to be in a relationship, or when they want to be in a relationship. Or, you know, if it's a dating thing or an introduction service here and there, find when they joined, when they became available, when they moved to town, when they did all that. And you'll see that that correlates very closely, being right after that where you start to put out the desire, that then they're coming to you. So, and I mean, I'm making this very, you know, I don't get up on the table and jump up and down, but I'm making this very low key. But as we get into this year, this goes quantum. This goes at several levels of intensity higher. So how are you going to, you know, which brings up this other issue about choice and opportunities, and is choice a good thing? How many relationships do you want? It's like how many cars you want, how many dogs you want, how many children, you know, that are in need you want to help, how many, I don't know, maybe one, we start with one, and then see how that feels. Because there's a lot of potential coming to you, and it can be confusing and disturbing and a little imbalancing if we don't know what's happening. So, and it's real, and you made it, you created it with your mind, and with your heart, and with your desire, and you projected it out there and coming back. Doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship with them, but you can see how quickly that responded. And and thank the universe when they come in. Thank the universe for having the response mechanism work that way, so it's teaching you that, oh, that works. Now I see that works. So now, if you're still not quite feeling ready for a relationship, or you're not quite feeling that because you're doing something else that it's not quite time, or there's some kind of little issue with the person or something, just kind of really drop in your center point and say to yourself, now, let's do that again, and let's just do this perfectly this time. I'm not going to resist. I'm not going to make, I just, let this be perfect. So you're reaching out there for the person, that brings balance to your soul, and it's a spiritual prayer that goes out there and it comes back, and then you have a certain idea or dynamic of what you want in a relationship. Let that kind of also be included in there, but without being too specific that it's that it can't surprise you, right? So, I mean, sometimes because we're coming from old thinking now in terms of relationships, and in terms of things taking time, that we, you know, I mean, just mundane things that we don't expect to come through the soul of another person, the spirit of another person, that, you know, surprise us. So if they're an inch shorter or taller or something that doesn't quite fit some narrow mind diagram that you have, let the universe take time and allow the surprises to kind of, you know, channel through and surprise you about what that person that's coming can show you. And then when they come, so talk about the cycle, but does that make sense? I mean, those of you looking for relationships in terms of the process with that, the most difficult thing is disconnecting from prior life experiences this year. Very difficult to do. You've got to disconnect from prior life experience. It doesn't matter what's happened before. It doesn't matter how many relationships you've been, how many partners you've been, how many lack of success, how many things have kind of passed by in the